What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't done so by now, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And to go a step further, I humbly ask that you tap that notification bell. That way you'll be updated each and every time I'm uploading something new. Also follow me on Instagram at YB Speaks, and TikTok child at YB Speaks for however much longer she will be around. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I really didn't want much. This is gonna be just a bunch of random shit. Hello, God. And I want to first start off by talking about this. Honey, when I bought this car, it came with a really good maintenance package from the Toyota dealership. And honey, but like all good things, they must come to an end, okay? So that free service pretty much, for the oil changes, tire rotations, and a bunch of other shit that I had. Once that warranty, once that little, special, ran its course, girl, y'all ain't finna get my money. Girl, y'all ain't finna get my money, girl. Y'all got some expensive ass, services, girl. Hello, God. Some are worth it. Sometimes they be having specials and deals. I'm always on the lookout because I do prefer my maintenance to be, at a dealership. Hello, God. But girl, y'all too expensive. Y'all cost a little too much. Girl, please. When I can get the same type of service somewhere else for half the cost. So back in August, I needed to get an oil change. So I did go to Toyota because I thought I had a little bit more time to utilize the free oil change service. Come to find out, that was a hell no. And they were trying to charge me like $120 or something for that. Hell to the no. Girl, please. Who you talking to? Girl, I will go somewhere else. And I was, hopping around on the internet trying to find who got the best deal. And I went to this place called Take 5. Pretty much like a, what is the, like a Pep Boys or, what's that, real famous oil change place? There's a lot of negative reviews about it. I forget the name of it, but it's similar. You pull up, you stay in your car, girl, hello God, and they do the oil change or whatever the service is while you're still in the car. It shouldn't take that long, yeah. So I go there to get an oil change. I ended up getting a discount code. So originally it was gonna be like $80. I only ended up paying like $45 or some shit like that. All right, cool. So now we're coming to more recent times, right? So about maybe a week ago, I had noticed when I was on my way to work, something sounded like it dropped. That's from underneath my car. I was like, girl, what the fuck is that? So when I get to work, I lift the car up and I see that. Now I know what it's called. At the time I didn't. I just thought it was like a manifold, but girl, I was totally wrong. It's called a skid plate. And basically, what that is it's the undercarriage, it's a piece of plastic or whatever material that is that protects the inner workings of your car, basically, from like mud, dirt, debris, all the things out there that you'll come in contact with on the road that could cause potential damage to the inside of your, girl, I'm not a mechanic, but the mechanisms, girl, that run the damn car, okay? So I'm looking, girl, and it doesn't look like Thanos punched through with the gauntlet, girl, It looked like a hole. It looked like a creature had tried to get inside and get out of it. It just looked really weird. All of the boltings were gone. The clamps or whatever you want to call that shit, girl, that's keeping it intact. All of that stuff is gone. And I noticed the specific area where you can tell the damage originated from was where, you know, they have to take the thing off in order to do the oil change. And, you know, I had to YouTube that. And, you know, I'm a smart cunt. So, and I'm cheap too, and I need to find a way to blame this on them so I can get some free shit, okay? Let's just tell the truth. Let's just tell the truth. And I know this happened all the way in August, but I'm saying to myself, like, there would have been no reason. I didn't run anything over. I haven't been in no accidents. I haven't been, you know, doing any weird driving like that. What's going on here? So I did a little bit of research on the company. In the Better Business Bureau, girl, there's so many complaints filed against places like this, and more specifically this particular place. And it just so happens a week prior, someone put on the Google review with a picture, hey, after I got my oil changed, they forgot to secure the skid plate. Luckily, the guy was able to catch it. You know, he looked under his car, you know, right after he got the service done. I didn't do that because, again, I have no reason to look under my car. I'm thinking I'm dealing with professionals. I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything. You know, like, there's no reason to look under the car like that. So I can tell when I lifted the car myself that this damage had been happening. But mind you, I haven't heard anything and I haven't felt anything. So I can tell. So I went to tape it up, girl, and everything. I screenshotted that Google review of that guy, because I needed to show that there's a history here of foolishness. There's a history here of, you know, forgetfulness on the company's part. So I also remembered back to when I went to get the original oil change. You know how they try to upsell you, girl, on the air filters and shit? Girl, please, I can go to Walmart and get one for $10 and put it in my damn self. There are certain things that I know that I can do myself, okay? And my brother tells me all the time that he'll do my oil change for me, but child, that's a lot of labor, and honey, I'll be trying to be in and out, okay? And I'd rather just pay professionals to do certain shit, because at least I can fault them for mishaps. You know, I can fault my brother too, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult. You know, I'm not going to be as objective. Let's just tell the truth. Okay? Even though I know he would go to the ends of the moon to make sure, hello God, that he was able to rectify the situation. It's just better that I deal with the company in certain, you know, aspects of dealing with, you know, auto mechanics, girl. Okay? So when they were trying to get my cabin air filter out, they ended up breaking my glove compartment. And that happened 3 times. They were able to fix it, thank God, but I could already tell that, girl, I'm dealing with morons. I'm dealing with, you know, y'all trying to rush this whole process, and you're not doing due diligence to make sure that things are, you know, securely fastened and left the way, hello God, in which you found it. So I took a picture of the damage. Instead of calling them, I went up there. So I went up there that morning, and I asked to speak to the manager. The manager was there. I brought my receipt, because I keep all my receipts, and I showed him the picture. And I was like, hey, like, I have no choice. I know some time has went by, but I have no choice but to believe that this is a mishap on y'all's part. You had a group of fools working on my shit, and this is the end result. You know, I gave him the whole spiel that I gave y'all in the beginning of this conversation. Like, I didn't recognize this. I didn't see this. I didn't hear this. And he also agreed. He was like, bring your car around. Let me look at it. So I brought it up to the thing. He was able to look at it. He was like, I can tell that, yes, you know. And I also showed him a picture of the Google review. And I was like, you see, y'all have a history. Y'all need to get it together, because, you know, I know y'all gonna be trying to deny things so you don't get sued and shit, but come on now, y'all got all these negative reviews, you know, down to the Better Business Bureau, girl. A lot of people have filed complaints against your particular company. May not be this location specifically, but there's a few at this location, but more so everywhere else. Get it together. So how can we rectify the situation? He's like, well, let me scan your car. He scanned my car. He was like, what we'll do is we'll order another one free of charge. When it comes in, we'll put it on free of charge. I said, well, in addition to that, can I get a free oil change? He was like, you know what? Why not? Our bad. Girl, tell me why in this conversation that I'm having with the manager, we both keep looking at each other like we know each other. Tell me why this is one of my nephew's best friends. He was like, he's like, were you a teacher somewhere? I feel like I know you from somewhere. He's like, where you work at? I told him, you know, what I do. And I was like, you look familiar too. I was like, you probably know my niece. I went with my niece first. And he was like, what's her name? Told him her name. He was like, oh, I think I know her. And he was like, I was like, I got a nephew too, you probably know. And I told him my nephew's name, and he was like, man. And he said my name, and I was like, and I saw his name tag, and I was like, I knew that was you, man. I just didn't, you run into people, and I was like, ooh, child, I'm so glad I didn't have to cuss you out. Because I already had this speech in my head, because I've dealt with something like this similarly years ago at a tire shop, where this fucking idiot was changing my tire, and he fell into my car, kind of, and put a big ass dent in my car. Girl, when I had to go off on them people, and they was not trying to fix the shit, girl, no, ma'am, we're not doing that. So in my head, I'm preparing myself, like I'm going to try to remain as calm as I can, because, these bitches, they're not going to try to, take responsibility. Because doing that costs them money. Doing that probably raises their insurance. Again, dealt with this before, so I was preparing myself to cuss this motherfucker out. Honey, when I tell you, once we had realized, because I have seen him, I dropped my nephew off to his house a couple times. That's one of his best friends. They basically grew up together. And he's the manager at this place. I'm like, oh, girl, so much time has went by. We're some old cunts now. Okay? And we're chopping it up, and I was like, now that we know that we got family ties, bitch, can you openly admit that you got some fools working for you? He was like, yeah, bro, I apologize. We got you on the part. We got you on the free oil change. We'll let you know when it comes in. So long story short, child, I went up there today, and he was like, oh, I had put the order in, but someone had deleted it or misplaced the order form. I got to reorder it again. I was like, well, while I'm here, I need an oil change anyway. So let's cash that favor in, honey. Okay. So cash that favor in, got my oil change. He took off the piece that was dragging on the floor, girl, because I heard it even worse last night on my way to work. So he ended up cutting that piece out. But he did put the order in, and it should be arriving in a couple of days. So yeah, girl, cause no ma'am, but I was lucky too. I was like, okay, this is like family. And it was really good to get that. Cause I told him, he started laughing. He was like, oh, I know you. He's like, I used to hear you in the background on the phone. I've heard, Elijah done told me some stories. Like, yes, bitch, I was ready to cuss you the fuck out. Like, I was prepared. He was like, I know. He was like, I can kind of tell your energy, but you came in on some, I was calm though. You got to be calm. Now when you start to see and feel the bullshit of it all, that's when you might have to raise your levels real quick. And I was prepared to do all the things, because I feel like this is y'all's fault. I ain't got no money for this shit. I need something. Okay? And it needs to be free, bitch. All right. So that was cute. And moving on. Oh, and this is why I say, honey, check your car when you leave these places. Check your car. That's what I'm going to start doing from now on. Check your car. Again, as I was flipping through a lot of complaints, not just for this particular place, but other places as well, they have a laundry list, bitch, hello God, of complaints. So check your cars, double check your cars, and if you can, in the moment, if you see a problem, bring it back to that place. Keep your receipts. And don't let them sell you a bunch of bullshit. Hello, God, because they will try it. And once you leave that place, they're just going to assume, hello, God, that it's not their fault. This is something that happened after. Fuck that. Fight for your right. You know, and whether or not he was a family friend or not, bitch, I feel like something would have had to have been made whole. And he was like, you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. Like, if you would have had to do this with anybody else, this process would have been so lengthy. The claim that you would have had to put in probably would have took months. And I was like, well, things happen for a reason, and you're in this position for a reason to help me out, because the Lord and Miss Destiny and shit, my paycheck knows that I cannot endureth, okay, a cost like that. Hell no. But yeah, speak up, speak out, and just try. You never know. You never know. Hello. Anyway, moving forward, so just a quick little update with the job situation. So I presented my boss with the proposal for the job for the position that I essentially have created and suggested. Now, I may be overthinking this, but follow me real quick. Tell me if I'm crazy. So, and if there hasn't been, if there wasn't a history of this happening to me before, I probably wouldn't be thinking this way. So I needed to contact a couple of the HR people who deal with PTO, because I need to put in some time off for my birthday next month. So, excuse the planes, child. Oh, girl. So we were talking, and I had to let him know some things that were going on as well. And I was like, we need a major change in like how we do the shift changes, because no one's being held accountable for the shit that they lack. And in the type of work that we do, when you lack on any level, I don't care how minuscule it might be, it's a problem. It can become a safety issue, right? In the type of work that I do, shit needs to run as seamless as possible, as smooth as possible, as professional as possible. And in order to aid in my persuasion of why the position that I've suggested and created is a major need for the company, right? Is because I've sat back, I've observed. I've been a trainer. I've been with this company. Next year will be 8 years. I have been in this field for all of 12 years. The kind of experience and knowledge that I bring is beyond the beyond, all right? I've been sitting quiet in my overnight shift, not really trying to do too much. But through the years, I've given tidbits of knowledge and experience to the administrators and the program coordinators, just to help them out. Because people are always asking, you have all this experience. You know, I was a supervisor. I was a housing manager, you know, a client advocate, things of that nature. You know, like what's needed, required, and desired. Give us your thing, so to speak. And every blue moon, I would give them sprinkles, hello God, little fairy dust here and there. Anyway, so recently I ended up sending the proposal. I have not heard anything back from the main supervisor that I sent it to. Now, mind you, he was all for it. He, you know, like I said, I feel like I was going to get this. This was going to be something that he just needed to check with the leadership board, hello God. And, I'm I'm just like, hold on. Like, I just texted you to let you know that I was going to be sending this to you. You were excited for it. I'm now talking to one of the other supervisors about some things that need to change because I'm just really over it. And I'm just, again, tired of people not being held accountable. Girl, tell me why. He's like, oh, this is going towards, I really love this idea. Now, mind you, most of the ideas were already put in place. Me and the other supervisor worked on this years ago. It's just because leadership has changed so many different hands. We've grown exponentially. There's just been so much going on in the company that people have failed to be consistent with this shit across the board. So we're basically breathing new life into something that already existed by adding some tweaks, hello God, to it as well. So he was like, oh yeah, these are the things I'm working on. And just the fact that he was specific about certain things and the wording that I used in my proposal. Bitch. Okay. Mind you, a couple of days ago, I ended up seeing an email for a staff meeting that's being called. And they had some very specific bullet points on the shit that they're going to be discussing. And tell me why those bullet points I've never seen in any of those meeting emails before are very specific to what I wrote in my proposal. I remember my second year at this job, I mentioned to a coworker that I really do feel like at some point we need an alumni program, because I think that would boost, our success rate. And for those that don't know, an alumni program for the type of work that I do is basically just people who have graduated the program, who have gone on to pretty much do positive things with their life. They're not new to this, they're true to this, they are a success story. And what it is those clients come back to speak to the current clients. And, that's supposed to inspire and, let you know the program works and that you too can change your life, bitch. Okay, hello, God. Girl, tell me why not too long after that discussion, they create a position for that person that I told that to. I'm just like, girl, like... And then when I ended up stepping down from the overnight supervisor role, because, girl, there's a whole bunch of political trash that happened, and you all already know me. I am a truth and justice type of whore. I don't put up with no foolishness, girl, period. They implemented somebody else that I ended up training when they first got there. Well, that was fine. That was cool. But he came to me along with his assistant supervisor, and you know how people will just kind of like pick your brain and you don't really realize at the time they're picking your brain? But I kind of felt it. You come, we have a conversation, and not too long after that, well, it was a while, y'all start to develop this new method of training. So when it was brought to me in hard copy, I'm reading this and I said, girl, this is stuff that I implemented when I was the supervisor. All you did was switch up the wording. You added a little razzle dazzle here and there. And there was a lot with the document that I wasn't feeling, because what it did was it made everything fall on the night shift people. basically you wanted us to keep the other shifts accountable for what their tasks are. Girl, hell no. Because what will happen, he was like, we're going to need y'all to sign. And I said, I'm not signing this shit. They were like, why? I said, well, I have a lot of problems with it. And I voiced what those problems were. And they were like, oh, wow. You're kind of right. It does do that. Yeah, I'm not a fool. I'm not a girl, though. The point is, girl, for everybody to share for everybody to understand that, yes, we are one company, yes, we are one unit, and we should move as such. And the way to do that is to create consistency across the board by making sure everyone is accountable for the same shit. So what first shift and second shift do is totally different than from what the third shift does. Hello, God. And what we're not going to do is try to push all the responsibility on the third shift so that you guys can continue to use us as the bitches that you throw under the bus when shit ain't done. And if we are going to do that, we need more pay and we need to be more valued. Because I don't know about y'all, but every third shift place I've ever worked is the most disrespected shift. Not realizing that, what the fuck would you do without us? Especially in the field that I work in. We're not going to do that. So they ended up having to revise that form based on, my pushback on it. Girl, please, y'all ain't finna play with me like that. Do not play with me like that. I will not be played with. I actually haven't heard anything. They actually haven't brought it back up. So I wonder if they were just like, we're just going to do away with it. Because little do they know is if and when I do get the position that I'm seeking, I'm revising all that shit. Because the fact that everybody be trying to push these watchtower pamphlets on you, girl, that's a lot of reading. You got to train people hands-on. Yeah, because a lot of our training be like via email, via like watch this video type shit. Girl, you need to get bitches in here on the hand-to-hand, girl. You got to get physical, girl. You got to let bitches actually... Remember shadowing people? Remember when a person had to literally be on your hip, bitch? Watch everything you do and you explain in great detail to them, hands-on. That's how you become more effective. Especially in the work that we do. Now, don't get me wrong. I talk a lot of shit. This is a great place that I work for. I feel like what we're doing and what our mission is for all the right reasons. But when you start to get into, I think every job has this, girl, that the politics of it all, the foolishness of it all, I feel a little bit used. I can't lie. I'm going to reach out to the supervisor, though, and ask him, hey, I know you got my email. I know you got those documents. So what's good? Because in my mind, you're waiting, until the new year, But I also think, too, if I was in their shoes, why don't I already, thank you for giving me all of this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and delegate it out to the people we already have. That way, you don't have to create a whole position and pay me an extremely ridiculous salary to do all of that stuff. So I don't know. I wonder if I'm being used, because I do find it funny that every so often we do have meetings, and a lot of the things that I suggest, a lot of the things that I make complaints about, all of a sudden they're being implemented. All of a sudden they're being addressed. All of a sudden, my thing is pay me for it. Why? If I have that, imagine what all I have, knowledge-wise, experience-wise. That's not even the tip of the iceberg. So why sit here and give that to other people who, let's tell the truth, most of the things that I brought up are things that are supposed to be implemented already, things that we already had implemented, but they've been since forgotten about. And we wonder why performance has gone down. See, when you don't keep bitches accountable, performance starts to go down a little bit. And I'm not gonna be here for motherfuckers stealing all my goddamn ideas, and I'm not getting, fuck the credit. The credit comes in the form of promotion and motherfucking salary increase, bitch. That's the credit. I don't care whose name is on the bottom of the document. I don't give a damn. That's not the credit I'm looking for. Bitch, this ain't high school. Huh. Bitch, I want the money. I want the position. Because for one, I'm tired of this night shift shit. And for two, I'm tired of seeing you. I've been here almost 8 years. I'm not trying to go nowhere, y'all. I know I complain a lot, but girl, why not get in where I fit in? Why not excel, climb the ladder? 8 years, girl. I'll be 37 next month. The job market ain't what it used to be. And the company I work for got bread to spread. So let me get up in there so I can spread that bread. Okay. So, I don't know. I'm definitely going to go ahead and have that conversation. And I'm going to tell them anyway, like, y'all got to do, I'm almost capped out of my position. Like, y'all going to have to find something for me to do, girl, because you know, I'm tired. Mentally, physically, all the things, girl, emotionally. Like, I'm tired of the night shift. And I'm tired of seeing these bitches, these untrained ass cunts, making all these weird ass mistakes that could possibly be so negligent to the point where I can come into work one day and there's chains on the motherfucking doors. Because mind you, we working with kids. So one false move, one mistake could really cost everybody their livelihood. And that's something that I've pointed out pretty vigorously through the years. Because Lord knows we got some employees there that, if it were up to me, they'd be fired. And that could be another reason they're scared to give me that kind of power, because they already know, oh, he's finna be on the chopping block. I sure the fuck am. Because there's a lot of people that definitely shouldn't be working there. And the way I run shit, girl, I flourish in like leadership, organizational roles, cleaning shit up, girl, policy, protocol, training. I love that type of shit. Especially if it's working. And it was working a while back. And now that we've grown so much, I'm just like, I'm trying to get the opportunity. And let's just tell the truth. It won't really be that much hard work. In the beginning, it probably will be some legwork, I can't lie. Because, girl, you're going to have to root out that old way of thinking. Bitches that got comfortable and lazy. So when they start having to actually do some work, they get a little stirred. They get a little stirry and attitudey, you know, bitch. Anyway, I don't ran my mouth so much. That's all I really wanted to come down here and do. All right, y'all. Be blessed, never stressed. Remember, that health is truly wealth. I'm gonna take my ass to the gym, girl. And yeah, bye.